Michael Gallup is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, he finished last season 6th in the NFL in receiving yards per game, while racking up over 1,100 yards in just his second year in the league. He's got all the physical tools and technical skills required to be an elite wideout for years to come. But outside of Dallas, it feels as if Gallup is still largely under the radar. Yet that shouldn't be the case. This is the story of Michael Gallup, one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. Gallup attended Monroe Area High School in Monroe, Georgia. As a senior, Gallup was a star wide receiver and running back. His play helped his team advance to the second round of the Class 4A playoffs. However, Gallup had to start his collegiate career at the junior college level due to inadequate test scores. Gallup attended Butler Community College, and as a freshman in 2014, he led the team in receiving yards and touchdowns. In 2015, Gallup played in only 3 games due to an ankle injury, but fortunately his excellent freshman season was good enough to earn interest from FBS schools. In 2016, Gallup transferred to Colorado State University, and it did not take long for Gallup to make a big impact with the Rams. He played in all 13 games, recording 76 receptions for a conference-leading 1,272 yards and 14 touchdowns. As a senior, Gallup took his game to the next level, as he racked up a school record 100 catches for 1,412 yards and 7 TDs. He was one of 3 finalists for the Fred Biletnikoff Award, annually given to the best wide receiver in college football. After the year, Gallup earned an invitation to the Senior Bowl where he impressed. He further elevated his draft stock at the Combine as Gallup posted solid athletic testing numbers. The Dallas Cowboys ended up selecting Gallup in the 3rd round, 81st overall, in the 2018 NFL Draft. Gallup was the 9th wide receiver drafted in 2018. As a rookie, Gallup immediately showed his talent. Although he was not a full-time starter, Gallup was still very productive when he was on the field. He finished his debut campaign with 33 receptions for 507 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yet, this past year, Gallup improved significantly. Even despite missing a few games due to injury, Gallup still doubled his reception total, concluding the year with 66 catches for over 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns. Gallup finished the year 6th in the NFL in receiving yards per game, with 79.1, and 10th in yards per route run, 2.16. He also had a 71.2% success rate versus man coverage, good for the 73rd percentile, and an 81% contested catch rate. He put up very strong performances on deep and intermediate routes. Even more impressively, he did all this as a guy who lined up almost exclusively at the X spot, which was the most difficult role in the Cowboys' offense. But now let's look a little further at why he's such a good player. This is a brief scouting report on Gallup's game. To begin, Gallup has the prototypical wide receiver frame at 6'1", 205, and he's a really good athlete. His 40 time of 4.51 and his 3-cone of 7.09 seconds are both very solid. And that's a perfect representation of Gallup's game overall. There is not any individual part of his game that's exceedingly elite or special, but he's just really solid in all facets of being a wideout. Gallup is a physical, polished, intermediate receiver. Gallup's releases at the line of scrimmage are rapid and effective, as he's able to immediately generate leverage against press coverage and work a full route tree off his releases. He simply wins off the line, enabling the rest of the Cowboys' passing game to open up. Gallup is also extremely tough. He's not afraid to take hits across the middle of the field, doing everything he can to come up with a catch. He's also a quite decent route runner, with snappy breaks and quick cuts that allow him to get horizontal and find the football. Gallup runs a full route tree, but is at his best on in-breaking routes, where he generates good hidden yak with his unwillingness to go down. Gallup isn't the best vertical receiver in the world, as he doesn't have the lightning-fast speed or unique athleticism, but he does generate more than enough vertical push in his routes to create downfield throwing windows. On downfield passes, Gallup uses his physicality and strong hands to haul in difficult receptions. This downfield ability also frees up the success of his comeback routes. Now is quite a relevant time to discuss Gallup, as his name has recently come up in many trade rumors. Most notably, Gallup was mentioned as the piece that could go to the New York Jets in a hypothetical trade for star safety Jamal Adams. I don't see this trade happening at all, but even if Gallup remains with the Cowboys, there are questions to be asked about him. For one, the Cowboys just drafted CeeDee Lamb in the 1st round of the draft. Considering CeeDee's immense talent, it's likely that he will receive a lot of playing time as a rookie. It's fair to worry if Lamb's presence will impede Gallup's progress. However, I have confidence that Gallup's talent will shine through a crowded receiver room. The Cowboys had one of the best pass offenses in the league last season, and with a new coach and increased skill position talent, the passing offense presumes to only improve. I would bet on all members of that offense, especially somebody as great as Gallup. But now, I switch it over to you. What are your thoughts on Michael Gallup? Who do you think is the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL? Who's the best wideout on the Cowboys? Share the video with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel. Finally, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. That is all for this one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.